Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, we take a look at how some restaurants in Kentucky are faring after the recent winter storm. And in northern Kentucky, a man appears in court after he was caught on video pulling a gun out on a group of people. We'll tell you what led to this.
And some places across the Commonwealth are seeing some rain while others are seeing snow. We'll tell you who's seeing what coming up.
Dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley.
All right, take a look here at the scene in Louisville right now. You can see right there, it is snowing across the north central portion of the Commonwealth. In Louisville right now, it's 34. Feels like 28 degrees out there. This is the scene on live pinpoint Doppler radar. If you look real close to the northwest of Louisville, you see a couple of little lightning bolts. Had a little bit of thunder snow being reported along portions of I-64. We're seeing some snow just south of Cincinnati along portions of I-71 around the Florence-Erlanger area over towards portions of north central Kentucky. Lexington right now is staying dry, but here in eastern Kentucky, it's mainly rain. It will transition to a wintry mix going into snow as we go into the overnight hours. You can see the setup here. There's plenty more of this is coming from. We're on the back end of a low pressure system. That's what's going to shift that wind out of the north and the northwest. It's going to keep us cool for your Wednesday going into the day on Thursday. And right now, temperatures are in the upper 30s and low 40s. Hey, we made it above freezing. Some places, the first time since January 25th, that we've been above freezing. The caveat to that, anything that melts has a chance to refreeze tonight. That's why the first alert weather days have been declared. Not only are we going to see that precip, but the roadways could be a little hazardous. So let's go and take a look here. Future view will start the clock. You're noticing it's going to be out of here as we go into your Wednesday afternoon, evening, and then we warm up. And we'll tell you how warm we'll go coming up in the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, Eric, we just wanted to get to you as quickly as possible, I guess. Thank you. Well, restaurants are anxiously waiting for all of the snow, ice, and cold to clear out, saying it's not good for business. They say even their loyal customers are hesitant to come out for a meal. As Alyssa Williams shows us, the slowdown is impacting the bottom line for some restaurants in central Kentucky.
This is Ramsey's Diner near the Masterson Station neighborhood in Lexington. The manager here says normally around 11:30 during the lunch rush, seats are a lot more filled than they are now.
Oh, it's been a later crowd for the last week.
Slow lunch rush.
Slowly coming in at lunch.
Business manager BJ Birch says the weather has forced some customers to stay in, not wanting to get out because of risking injury. It's not good for business. Everything slows down. Foot traffic, tips, the restaurant itself. The winter storm forced the diner to close for 2 days.
I mean, everybody can't miss a week of work and be okay financially. It's
My favorite place.
Exactly. It's customers like Greg Turner who keeps the place going through tough times. The retired Marine comes here at least once a day, sometimes twice.
This is my communication period, you see, my socialization.
He and the servers have a good rapport.
If they wait on me, they get good tips.
Whether or not, Turner says the restaurant profession is just a hard business.
If they don't have the flexibility and the imagination, then they're going to lose out.
In downtown Frankfort, the manager at the Brown Barrel says business is down 50% over the last several days. The lunch crowd down 75%. Servers used to get $200 a day in tips, now down to $30 a shift. Sabrina Hawkinsmith, a frequent customer and a former waitress, feels bad for the servers.
That's terrible. It's really affecting everyone.
In Frankfort, with photojournalist Darnell Crenshaw, Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the same story here in eastern Kentucky as well. Restaurant managers say they expect a big bump in business, hopefully next Saturday. That's, of course, Valentine's Day. A major update on the Wayne water crisis in West Virginia. No mineral oil has been detected in the town of Wayne's water plant or distribution system. This comes after the latest round of testing, but the do not consume order is still in place, at least for now. The Department of Health will begin a system-wide flushing of residential lines as soon as today. Wayne has been under that do not consume order for more than 2 weeks now. In northern Kentucky, a man was in court after he was shown on video pulling out a gun and pointing it toward a crowd. The incident happened last Saturday outside an elementary school in the Verona area of Boone County. Deputies say they spoke to witnesses who provided footage of 28-year-old Stephen Hamblin pulling out a gun and pointing it toward several people. The incident stems from a youth basketball game where Hamblin and a coach talked about the playing time Hamblin's child was getting.
So based on the current allegations, the bond in the case is reasonable. It's going to remain $200,000 full cash. However, looking through your criminal history, you've got an endangering the welfare of a minor back in 20, got some AIs, you've got an unlawful transaction with a minor back in 18.
That video was from Hamlin's court hearing yesterday. He pleaded not guilty to multiple charges, including wanton endangerment. In Clark County, Winchester police need your help identifying a man in connection to a catalytic converter theft. Officers say on January 17th, cameras caught the man cutting the catalytic converter off a BCTC van on campus. If you can identify the pickup truck or the man, you're asked to call Winchester Police at 859-745-7403. Police in Arizona are calling the disappearance of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother a crime. 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was last seen in her Tucson area home Saturday. Investigators say it does not appear that she left the home on her own. Police say they found evidence that suggests a crime had been committed. Police also say they are aware this afternoon of a possible ransom note. With the search of her mother continuing, reports say Samantha Guthrie has pulled out of Winter Olympics coverage with NBC. The House of Representatives voted to end a partial government shutdown today and send a $1.2 trillion spending plan to President Donald Trump's desk, and he did sign the measure. The funding was held up over Democratic opposition to ICE agents killing U.S. citizens. WYMT Washington correspondent Brendan Cullerton reports on the deal from Capitol Hill.
House Speaker Mike Johnson had to thread the needle on the government funding vote between Democrats who want reforms to ICE and Republicans looking for voter ID requirements. The House passed the measure by the skin of its teeth with a 217 to 214 vote.
It's like Groundhog Day in a way, the bad movie.
Less than 3 months after ending the last government shutdown, lawmakers in the House of Representatives narrowly ended a much shorter one Tuesday and have now funded 96% of the government through September.
A big move towards regular order is something we promised and committed to. The biggest move towards that in many, many years.
But the deal only funds the Department of Homeland Security for 10 days, as Democrats demand changes in the wake of federal agents killing 2 U.S. citizens in Minneapolis.
Donald Trump and Kristi Noem have been using Americans' taxpayer dollars to terrorize law-abiding immigrants, kill U.S. citizens, detain children, and endanger communities.
Democrats say they will not renew DHS funding in 10 days without significant changes to ICE, including mandatory body cameras, removing masks, and ending roving patrols.
But executive actions are not enough, and this administration has proven it cannot be trusted. We don't need promises, we need law.
Republicans emphasize pulling money from DHS would have far-reaching implications on other sectors of the government besides ICE.
It is TSA. It's the agents who keep us safe in the airports and keep air travel moving. It's the Coast Guard.
21 Democrats voted for the government funding plan. 21 Republicans voted against it. In Washington, I'm Brendan Cullerton.
The ex-husband of former First Lady Jill Biden is accused of murdering his current wife. Police say they found the body of 64-year-old Linda Stevenson inside a home in Newcastle, Delaware in December. A grand jury indicted 77-year-old William Stevenson for murder. Today he appeared in court and a judge ordered him held on $500,000 bond. Stevenson was married to Jill Biden from 1970 until their divorce in 1975. The man charged with killing Charlie Kirk was back in a Utah courtroom today. The defense team for 22-year-old Tyler Robinson wants the prosecutor's office removed from the case. They allege there is a conflict of interest. That's because a prosecutor's 18-year-old child was in the crowd at Utah Valley University when Kirk was shot. The county attorney's office denies a conflict of interest. It says the adult child did not see the shooting or anyone with a gun. Today, the Kentucky Senate passed a bill onto the House that could shift the power dynamics in Jefferson County public schools. Senate Bill 1 redefines the roles Board of Education's and the superintendents in certain school districts play. The bill would make it so superintendents focus on day-to-day operations, personnel, and administration management, while the Board of Education would look at long-term strategies. JCPS Superintendent Dr. Brian Yearwood testified in a committee hearing last week about why he is against the bill. Today, after the Senate passed the bill, Dr. Yearwood doubled down on his stance.
You know, like I said, it's about giving the superintendent more authority, more power. And, for me, as I testified, that's not something that I want, because I'm working with a great board. We're rowing in the same direction. And, great things are going to happen for our school district. Improvements are going to be there. We're working through our budget. And, we're going to improve. We just need to be giving a little bit more time. I've been here for about 6 months now, and really have been tackling these problems for about 4 months. But again, we're rowing in the same direction. So again, it's not a matter of authority, it's a matter of having systems in place.
The House will now consider Senate Bill 1. Police in the Memphis, Tennessee area shared their moment of bravery after rescuing 2 boys who fell through a frozen pond. It happened a few days ago near an apartment complex in Shelby County, Tennessee. A 12-year-old boy is recovering while his 7-year-old brother is fighting for his life. One of the deputies talked about why he jumped in to take action without hesitation.
Seeing the 12-year-old bobbing on the side of the ice. At that moment, I rushed straight into the water. I grabbed the rope, and with the assistance of the bystanders that was near me, I was able to pull the 12-year-old out the water, and they assisted by pulling me out.
Deputy Israel Muhammad says he was scared, but the only thing he could focus on was saving a life. At the same time, another police officer found the other boy in the water, pulled him up on the bank, and started giving him CPR to save his life. In Carter County, firefighters are taking steps to make sure they are ready to respond if something like what we just showed you happens to them. The Grayson Fire Department hosted its first ice rescue training class last weekend at the Cabin Creek Campground. James Literal was one of the lead instructors. He says this type of specialized training is rarely offered in the region and is invaluable for first responders who may find themselves faced with cold water and ice emergencies.
It's very important because you yourself can become a victim just as fast as the person you're trying to rescue. And not knowing the proper technique or having the proper gear to rescue someone out of the ice could just make it worse for us when we get there, because we'll have more than one patient to try to get out.
They say if there are other local firefighters interested in going through this training but were not able to make it last Saturday, reach out to the department and they will look at organizing another session. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, one food company is lowering prices on some of its products ahead of the Super Bowl.
And in the world of weather, we are seeing a little bit of rain, a little bit of wintry mix, and some snow across the Commonwealth. Details coming up.